You know what, I thought our guys competed tonight. I thought they competed. I thought they tried to play the game the right way versus a very good Pacer team. And we gave ourselves a chance to win because we tried to do the little things right. It wasn't always pretty, but I thought that we did a great job of covering for one another, especially on the defense end of the floor. And we showed grittiness and toughness. Obviously, that's a very good team in the other locker room, so you give them credit for getting the win. But I definitely like the fight that our guys showed tonight. And the thing that you like about it too is when we got stops, we kept pushing the pace, and we got some stuff in early offense, and that was something that we tried to preach before the game because you don't want to go against their set defense all the time. It's tough to go against their set defense all the time, and our guys did a nice job trying to attack after getting stops.
Mike, why you guys think you're having so many problems getting the ball inbounded late in games? It happened against Boston and came up again.
Yeah, you know what? Indiana did a nice job at the end of the game in that situation. We felt that we had a look early that we had missed, and then we were late coming off of another screen. And so it was just that particular play, just an execution thing that we have to continue getting better at. And I basically drew up the same play the first time, and when we went out there, we weren't in the right spots, and that's why I had to use another 20 to get our guys in the right spot. So, it's a great learning experience for us, and hopefully we'll get better at this as time goes on. On the flip side, the funny part about it is we have, two plays that we showed the guys that they're primary plays, and we executed the other one last night. CJ, it was the first clip we showed to our guys today when they got here. They executed it terrific. CJ got a pretty good look at the top of the key from three against Brooklyn. And so, I thought we were taking steps in the right direction. And then, we slipped a little bit tonight. So we'll go back and we'll watch the tape, and we'll walk through it just to make sure we have an understanding of what we need to do.
It seems like that. I don't want to. I mean, it sounds kind of elementary. That was the same thing in Boston. You said they didn't execute it right. It seems like this is pretty elementary stuff.
No, it's not. I mean, you're in a situation where you're trying to get a guy open to shoot a three, and really with the guys that I had out there, the tough part about it is, the reality of it is, I have not walked through that or scripted that with that group before. I've done it with, obviously, Jack and Deli on the floor. Jack and Kyrie on the floor. So that group basically was going off of just how I drew it, and and it can affect the timing when you haven't had a chance to go through it, and it did a little bit tonight.
With 20 left and down 2,
Yeah.
Was that like just a flat 4 and let Deion create, or was that?
Yeah, and it was my call because I went back and forth between obviously putting Hibbert in a pick and roll or letting Deion go in a one-on-one situation. And for me, the 1-4 flat went out just because he did a great job against Orlando. And Deion in a one-on-one situation, obviously that's a good team, and Paul George is a good defender. But Deion in a one-on-one situation is very good. And I knew Hibbert may come to help. And if Hibbert comes to help, Deion had found Andy a couple of times. Maybe he finds Andy. If he doesn't find Andy, maybe Andy gets an offensive rebound, which he was close to getting. And but I could have flipped the coin on that one because I was back and forth. The thing, like I said, the reason why the 1-4 flat went out is he did a fantastic job attacking in Orlando when he was put in that same situation.
Did his, hot streak leading into that factor into that at all?
Yes, he was. The ball was going to be in his hands. It was just a matter of me deciding whether or not I wanted to put Hibbert in a pick and roll at the end of the day, or if I wanted to ISO Deion. And again, I go back to he did it twice against Orlando with great success, and going back and forth at the end, I finally said, that's what I'm going to do. And maybe he may find Andy working the baseline. If he doesn't find Andy, maybe Andy might have a chance to get an offensive rebound because Hibbert's going to go help.
Is the confidence in him improving, or is it something that's been there all all season and you're just flipping the switch?
No, the confidence in Dion has been there, and you know he's a talented guy offensively, and he knows it. Everybody knows it. He just has to continue making sure that he continues trying to make the right play for us, like we all do, you know. And the thing that I liked, I thought in the second half, again, especially as the game went along, all of our guys, they stepped up their level of intensity and grittiness, and that's what gave us a chance to win. We were getting stop after stop after stop, which allowed us to run out. And then, you know, we were moving the basketball, spacing the floor, and setting solid screens for one another. And if we continue to do that, good things will happen for us.
Mike, you had a lot of unforced turnovers tonight, all the way to the end of the game. How do you cut down on those mental mistakes, and how can you make the players put them in situations where that won't happen?
No, that's something that we have to get better at. We had, you know, it's funny because I think it might have been last night or a couple nights ago. We had a lot of turnovers. I think in the second quarter, we talked to our guys about it. In fact, I think Orlando, 7 turnovers against Orlando in the second quarter. We talked to our guys about it at halftime. I think we had 2 the rest of the half. I mean, 2 the entire second half. And so it's just a situation that for us, we can't get sloppy with the basketball, and we do get sloppy from time to time, whether it's a mental lapse or whatever. And it's something that we have to just keep preaching. You know, we're telling our guys to pass, and sometimes they leave their feet and make a pass that's uncharacteristic, or we have a lot of times where the ball hits our hands, we take a dribble and it goes off of our foot. You know, those are the type of things that in time hopefully we can clean up, especially if we expect to be a playoff team or an elite team. We can't do those types of turnovers where they're hurting ourselves. But it's something we're addressing with the team. We will continue to address with the team. And, you know, we see moments of us not doing that, and then obviously there are moments when it comes back. You know, and the only thing we can do is coach it.
Coach, how do you think Matthew Dellavedova played tonight in extended minutes, and especially at point guard as a primary ball handler?
Delly was good. He's extremely vocal out there. He is a natural leader, and you know, coming into this league as an undrafted rookie free agent, it is tough to kind of do what he's doing. You know, to be the vocal leader, and I feel like the guys have trust and belief in him, and they follow his lead. And you know, he didn't necessarily have a huge night number-wise, but I thought his presence on both ends of the floor kept the team together. I mean, he was extremely positive in the huddles. He was positive with our guys out on the floor. He kept their head up. He kept them going even when we were down. And I thought he was really instrumental in giving us a chance to win. And, you know, speaking of that, I thought our bench was really good too. I thought Jack and Kyrie were really good on the bench, cheering their teammates on, as well as the other guys. And you know, that's stuff that we got to continue trying to have.
Yeah, and speaking about the bench, was there any thought of starting DM tonight and you know putting maybe a point guard and handling them all a little bit more? Or was Delly like your first choice and you went right to him?
Yeah, you know, I felt like I wanted to go to Delly. You know, Dion was going to play his minutes. Dion ended up with basically 32 minutes, but he had to sit, I think, 5 minutes because he picked up his 4th foul in the 3rd. And you know, I figured if I bring him off the bench, he was going to definitely finish the game. But I felt I'd get him up in the mid to high 30s, bring him off the bench so he could help that second unit.
When did you find out about Jack? I mean, just right before the game?
Right before the game, yeah.
That wasn't something you were aware of before that? Or?
Well, I know he was getting treatment for it, you know, but I didn't know how bad it was. They wanted to go, he needed to go see if he can stretch it out or loosen it out and, you know, work through it out on the floor in some game speed type stuff. And he couldn't do it, and so he told me before the game.
Do you want Kyrie to practice before he will be back, or is it going to be a call that the doctor's going to say he's ready to go?
I'd like for him to practice, but you know we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
You have a practice plan tomorrow?
What's that?
Do you have a practice plan tomorrow?
No.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.